What's up, y'all? Um, I did a video on a couple of artists I felt got snubbed. Should have been higher, in my opinion. So I'm gonna kind of go over this. This might be like a two, three, four-part series. It depends how far I get today, or it may just be one long video. I don't know. But I'm gonna be breaking this down. Now, a lot of these artists I've never heard. I'm 39. Yes, I'm young. Okay. Quick story. When I was in high school, I took a music appreciation class because I thought it was going to be easy. And it was. It was for summer school. We had to listen to jazz, blues, Christian, country, whatever. We listened to every freaking music you could talk of. So it kind of got a bug in my ear. Years down the road, I was driving trucks. I was a truck driver, driving 11 hours a day, sometimes over 600 miles in a day. I don't give a fuck what type of music you like. When you drive 11 hours a day, you're going to get tired of it. So I started listening to shit from the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, jazz, blues, all kind of shit. Classic rock. So I feel like even though I'm young, quote unquote, I feel I'm well versed in a lot of these singers. I know who a lot of them are. A lot of them I don't. So I just kind of want to go through this list and and go through these singers and give my opinion. Okay, so here we go. It's the top 200, so we're just gonna go ahead and start it here. Rosalia, I've never heard of this woman. Um, I've never heard of her. Glenn Danzig. Okay, I have heard of him. He's got a song that I like. I've never really listened to him. Um, I've never really listened to him as far as a complete album. I mean, the song that I like is pretty good. It's a song called Mother. I like that one, but I've never really listened to him. But he has a pretty good voice. I don't think he should be on the top 200, especially when you leave Amy Lee. Amy Lee, maybe she made the list. I didn't see her, but I'm going through this list again. And Levi Stubbs from the Four Tops is not on the list. So, in my opinion, he should be off and she should be off. I don't know who that is. Billie Eilish, I've heard her sing. To put her on this list, listen, we're talking the 200 greatest singers of all time. We're not talking the last 3 years, 5 years, this millennium. We're talking about ever. To me, it's too early to put her on that list. I've heard her sing. She doesn't really blow me away with her with her voice. Burna Boy, I don't know who that is. Paul Westberg. What group was he in? See, I know a lot of groups, but I don't know the singer, so I'm looking for maybe a group or song. Okay, I don't know who this is. This lady here, Polly, I have no idea who that is. So I can't, I will not judge somebody I've never heard. Okay, so that to be fair, I won't say he doesn't belong to be on this list or she doesn't because I don't know their music. I For me to say that, I could be wrong. I've never heard them. Kelly Clarkson. She's got a good voice. She does. She does. Mm, does she belong to be on the list? Like I said, there's a couple people that I would move off to put on this list. She would definitely be one of them. She has a great singing voice. She has a good singing voice. I'm not knocking her, but like I think she could maybe crack the 200. She has a really good voice. I like her. Brandy. Um, she's okay. She has a lot of good songs. She has a lot of hit songs that I like. Growing up in the 90s, um, I heard Brandy a lot. And here's a funny story. One day, me and my friend were at the park playing basketball with this guy named Ray J. I didn't know who the fuck he was. Okay. But my friend knew who he was, and he knew who her sister was. He was like, dude, that's Ray J and Brandy. I was like, who the fuck is Brandy? Okay, at this time, Brandy had just put out I Wanna Be Down, which was like a big fucking hit. Okay. And it was new at the time. I really didn't know who she was because you gotta remember this is like the mid '90s. There's no internet. You know what I mean? Like the only way you see these people is if you buy a magazine or you see them on television. I didn't know who she was. She was a new artist. He knew her. So yeah, we were actually playing basketball with Ray J, and Brandy was there, but I had no idea who she was. Again, I don't know who this is. Let's see. Does it mention the band? Um, I don't know who that is. I'm gonna have to skip this. I definitely don't know who this. Oh, BTS. This is that K-pop shit. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Dude, K-pop is fucking trash. It is the worst fucking music on the planet. And listen, if I offend you, I'm sorry. That shit is horrible. Everybody has the same haircut. Everybody looks the same. All the groups sound the same. It's fucking trash. It's trash. Nobody from K-pop should be in the top 200. This is ridiculous. This is probably just like, and listen, I'm not ultra. This is probably just people being PC. They want to put somebody from that genre on this list. That could be my opinion. I've heard a lot of singers from K-pop. Can they sing? Yes, but they're not great singers, in my opinion. I'm sorry. I don't think he should be on the list. I've never heard. I have heard him. I've heard BTS. I'm not actually sure what part of the song this guy is singing because I don't know the members. I don't know their names. But nobody from that group made me say, "Damn, he's got a nice voice." Nobody. Absolutely horrible. This Joker should not even be on this list. Frank Ocean. Mm, I don't really listen to Frank Ocean. I'm sure I've heard probably one of his songs all the time and didn't know it was Frank Ocean. Should he be on this list? Again, I don't know. I I've heard him. I'm sure I've heard him. I no. I'm sorry. No. No. Joan Baez. Okay, let me tell you something about this chick. And the reason I know about her is because Led Zeppelin stole a song from her. Literally took a song from her and she didn't get credit. She sued. I think she got credit eventually. She has a really good voice, but it's folk music. I'm not a folk. I don't really listen to folk music. I'm not a fan of it, but I like her. Um, if you want to check her out, she has a song that the actual song that Led Zeppelin took is called "Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You." If I have the title wrong, just look up Led Zeppelin and Joan Baez. You'll find the song. I think she sounds amazing on it, but it's a different flavor. Like folk music, if you're not into folk music, you're not gonna like her. I actually would put her higher than 189. I actually would. I don't know where I would put her, but it would definitely. She would probably make the top. She would be higher than the top 100. She'd be higher. She'd be much higher on my list. I think she has a good voice. This guy here, I don't know who he is, so I'm not gonna say anything about him. Bonnie, Bonnie Raitt, whatever her name is. Not really familiar with her. Um, this woman here, Afra Haza, don't know who that is. Alicia Keys. I think she should be much higher than 185. This woman is amazing. She is an amazing singer. Her voice is amazing. Alicia Keys should probably be around top 50 if you ask me. maybe even higher. She has an amazing voice. She's an amazing guitar player. I mean, piano player. She's just an amazing talent. For her to be at 145 is a travesty. Karen O. Not familiar with her. Solomon Burke. Not familiar with him. Jasmine Sullivan. I'm sure I've heard her. Bust your windows out. Bust your window. Oh, she's okay. I wouldn't put her in the top 200. No. Bob Seger. I'm sure I've heard some of his music. Let me see. Because that name sounds very familiar. Let me see. Da-da-da-da-da. Turn the page. Main Street. I think I've heard Main Street. I have to recheck Bob Seger. I think I've heard Main Street. I think I like that song. I have to listen to it again. I have to listen to Main Street again. Uh, I've heard her Saza, or however you say her name, Za. She's all right, but again, we're talking top 200. Martha Wash. Let's see. Oh, that's the chick that sings "It's Raining Man." Listen, she has an amazing voice. She has an absolutely amazing voice. Uh, I know a lot of people like would never listen to that song because they always think it's like a gay song. It's Raining Men, right? They always play that song. Like, matter of fact, In Living Color had a segment with David Allen Greer and what the hell is his name? Anyway, you know who I'm talking about. And they played this song. Anyway, if you listen to the song, this woman has an amazing voice. She should be on the top 200. She has an amazing voice. This guy here, I don't know who this is. Patty Loveless. She looks like a country singer. Let me see. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yep, she's a country singer. She has that country hair. She has that Karen. If you could tell, okay, there's a couple ways what made me say she's a country singer. Number one was the Karen haircut, and this is just a country Texas, Kansas, Kentucky, all those areas. This is the haircut. And this thing behind her, that looks just country as hell, but I knew she was a country singer. I don't know where she's from though. Iggy Pop, I think I've heard Iggy Pop songs. I can't really say I've listened to him, so I can't really say if he's a good singer or not. Lana Del Rey, I've heard that name. Um, Not really familiar with her. Buddy Holly. Oh, hell no. Listen, I don't know what the craze about this man is. I can't stand his voice. I think he has a horrible voice. He has that weird tone where he changes his voice levels. I don't I've never liked him. Okay, I like his glasses. I always thought his glasses was cool. I would definitely rock his glasses. Mine kind of look like him. I like his glasses, but this man can't sing. I'm sorry. And I understand he died tragically in a plane crash, and that's horrible. He's part of that. The day when Rock and Roll died, there was like three legendary singers that died in a plane crash, and he was one of them. And I think that's probably why he was more immortalized. But him, I just don't get. I don't get the big deal about Buddy Holly. To me, he can't sing. I'm sorry, he can't. Marine R- Marianne Faithful. Mm, don't know who this is. Juan Gabriel. Never heard of this guy. By the way, if a Mexican singer is somebody that's a Mexican singer, I don't know what he is, but you know what I mean. It looks like he's some type of Mexican singer. I can't. I'm not gonna just trash a whole genre of music because I don't listen to that genre, and I know they have really good singers. So if I don't know you, I'm not gonna say you don't belong on the list. I'm not familiar with this guy. Maybe he's a great singer. So like, but I'm not aware of him. I don't know who he is. Odetta, I've never heard of her. Chris Sampleton. Let's see. Vocally speaking with over. I'm not really familiar with him. Sylvester. I've heard of Sylvester. I think he was like a disco person. Or she. Let me say she. Um, I don't. I'm not really familiar. I watched a somewhat documentary on this guy. He had a real fucked up life as a kid. He some real fucked up things happened to him. Um, from what I heard, he was a great singer. I haven't really listened to her music. Um, so I don't know about that one. Debbie Harry, what band is she from? Oh, Blondie. I like Blondie. See, again, I mean, I like a couple songs by Blondie. I haven't really listened to the whole album. So like I said, there's a lot of bands that I like there's songs that I like, but I don't know the lead singer. The only way I know the lead singer is if I'm into the band. If I'm into the band like that, I'll know the lead singer. But I didn't know this was her. I like her. I think she has a good voice. I would definitely put her in the top 200. Um, Mark Anthony, again, not into that music, but he has a nice voice. He does. He does. I could kind of see how he can make this list. He does. Um, I mean, listen, I've never ever listened to a Mark Anthony album ever. Not really into Mark Anthony, but he has songs that you can't avoid hearing. Okay, they're in movies, they're in commercials, they're on TV. So yes, he has a good voice. I think he deserves to be in this list. Morrissey, I like him. I like the Smiths. I like him. I'm a fan. Okay. Uh, I'm a fan. Again, he's hit or miss. There's some people that don't like his voice. They think he's annoying, right? And Billie Holiday is similar. Like there's some artists where some people just don't like their voice. I like the Smiths. I'm a fan of the Smiths. So yeah, he deserves to be in here. Ronnie James Dio. Um, let me see. Da. I believe he was the guy that took over for Black Sabbath. Um, I believe so. Ozzy Osbourne left the group. They kicked him out, and they hired this guy. Now, I have a friend that's a real big Black Sabbath fan. He likes this guy. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like any of the stuff, any of the Black Sabbath stuff without Ozzy on it. Like it's just not right. It's just, missing that ingredient, man. It's like trying to make a shake, trying to make a cake without sugar. You know what I mean? Like you're missing the main ingredient. I look. I think all of them are the main ingredients. I think. Look, I think I have always thought this about bands. It's much easier to replace a musician than it is a lead singer. It's way easier. It's way easier. Can you find another guy that can play like Tony Iommi? Hell no. Absolutely not. But look, he found Randy Rhodes. Randy Rhodes was pretty fucking amazing. Okay? He was amazing. But I hear a lot of people like this guy. I'm just not a fan of Black Sabbath with this guy. So is he in the top 200? I wouldn't put him in there, but like if a lot of people like him, so what do you say to that? Sandy Denny. Let's see, who is she? Mm, I don't know who she is. Bobby Blue Bland. Bobby Blue Man. Listen, um, I grew up. My mom, she listened to like some blues and a lot of this stuff, right? He has a good voice. He has a good voice. I can't say I've listened to his catalog, but he has a good voice. Possibly should be higher than that. I don't know who that is. Oh, Brenda Lee. Let me tell you something. This woman here has an amazing fucking voice. And she does country and she does like kind of rock and roll. She's an amazing singer. She was an amazing singer. Um mm, she deserves to be on the list. Don't know who that is. Don't know who that is. Carrie Underwood. Mm, she has a good voice. Like I said, I'm not into country music. So me the fact that I'm not into country music, I would never listen to her. Like again, she's one of these artists like Kelly Clarkson. Like you can't avoid not hearing a Carrie Underwood song. She's in a movie, she's in a commercial. you're just gonna, you're gonna be somewhere and hear her. I've heard her sing. She has a good voice. Is she top 200? Yeah, possibly. She has a good voice. She can sing. Robert Smith. Mm, what band is he from? I don't know this guy. I can't comment. George Strait, I've heard the name, but I don't really. Oh shit! All my exes live in Texas. I've heard that song. Again, he's a country music musician. He's probably in that world. He's probably amazing, but to me, he's not really that good. Corinne Tucker. Who is this? From what band is she from? I'm not really familiar with her. Oh, Dion. Dion. This guy right here has an amazing fucking voice. He's a singer from like I want to say the 50s. It's a lot of that doo-wop music, like from the 50s, like the Platters and the Flamingos, and he was in a band called Dion and the Bellmounts, I think. Um, he's an amazing singer. He has a really good voice. He definitely belongs on this top 200. In fact, I'd probably rank him higher than 154. I don't know where I'd put him, but he definitely would be higher than 154. Thing you gotta consider when you do a list like this, you have to be open fucking minded. When you say the 200 greatest singers of all times, that means you have to go back as far as when people first started being recorded. Okay? The music in the 50s is not going to sound like the music today. Okay? So whoever makes this list, you have to be fucking open minded. And like I said, if you're young and watching this, you're not going to know who most of these people are. Uh, I don't know who this guy is. Michael Stipe from REM. He has a good voice. I would put him lower on the list though, personally. Like in the 190 range. He has a pretty solid voice. Listen, all the people in the top 200 are going to have an amazing voice, but like if you take the top 200, you have to critique. Does Michael Stipe have a good voice? Yes, he does. I think 152 is too high. When you put him in the list with all-time greats, I don't think he's 152. I think he should be lower on the list. 180s, 190s. Oh, Martha Reeves, man. She has an amazing voice. Awesome voice. I think she should be actually higher than this. I think she should be much higher. Maybe in the 40 to 30 range. She has an amazing voice. She's in that whole Motown air. She has a really good voice. Okay, let's go to the next batch. Brian Ferry. I don't know who that is. Wanda Jackson. That's crazy. She has a black name and shit. Like, if you hear the name Wanda Jackson, this is not the fucking picture that you would expect. You would not expect it. Or maybe she is black. She's light skinned, but she looks like a white woman to me. She looks like a Patti Smith or something like that. You know what I mean? Levon Helm. What band is he from? I'm not familiar with this guy. Barbara Streisand. Listen, man. I remember growing up and people were fucking crazy about Barbara Streisand. People would pay like fucking $500-$600 to go see her, and this was in the '90s. Like, I don't understand what the big deal is. Does she have a good singing voice? She does. She's in the top 200 for sure. I think they got her right around where she needs to be. I'm not really a fan of her music, but like, dude, like, if you're around in the fucking '90s, like Barbara Streisand was making like $1 billion, man, like motherfucker, and those seats were expensive. Like, to give you an idea how expensive her seats were, the biggest band, the biggest rock band, the biggest rap band, the biggest whatever band at that time, she was probably outselling, making money. Maybe the Rolling Stones, but like I remember people paying a lot of fucking money to go see her in the early '90s, man. I remember it was a crazy amount of money. So maybe she does have. I mean, she's got a good. I've heard her. She's got a good singing voice. I think she's right around where she needs to be. Ruth Brown. What song? What band? I'm not familiar with her. PJ Harvey. What group is she in? Is she a sing? Not really familiar with her. Mm, okay, I have had heard the Ronettes, or however you say it. I've heard that. Oh, he's a rebel. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've heard that. I've heard that. She's got a good voice. She does. She does. Don't know who this is. What group are you in? Da 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 da. Oh, yes, yes. This is the guy from. I know the Stylistics. Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. This guy right here, his voice is fucking beautiful. Okay, this right here is a travesty. He should be much higher. I would say like in the 20s, 30s. He's a great singer. He should be much higher than this. This is ridiculous. Like I said, I know a lot of the groups, but I don't know the lead singers' names. This guy here is amazing. Christina Aguilera, I went over this in my other video. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. She should be much higher than 141. Like, you can make the case she's top 20. You could even get her in that top 15. She has an amazing voice. Bono, he has a good voice. I expect him to be in the 200. He's with let me see, what fucking isn't that U2? I believe he's with U2. He has a good voice. Who is this? Who is she? And I guess she's a Mexican artist. Not familiar. Merle Haggard. I know he's a country singer. I'm trying to see if I heard a song he's in. I'm sure I've heard him. Like I said, I'm not in the country, so I don't know about him. El DeBarge is 137. This is a fucking travesty. Like, this man, let me tell you something, man. This dude makes me wish I was a light skin. Like, him, like, I don't know if I think Prince was before him, but, like, he definitely put light skins on the map. Like he definitely did. This guy has an amazing voice. Um, Not just him, man. The other brothers. He has an amazing voice. He should be way higher than 137. That's so disgraceful. He should be much higher. Lauren Hill. Oh my God, 136. Again, she should be much higher. Yes, this woman only made one fucking album, but you don't need 20 albums to know that somebody can sing. That album was amazing. People still talk about that album. Um, it's just fucked up how her career went, man. I don't know if she had a drug problem. I don't want to speculate. I heard like she broke up with Wyclef and that fucked her up, but like she should have been much bigger than she was. Like she was so like I remember the first time when I really like got a whiff of her, it was on that Fuji La. And and when she came out with that Killing Me Softly, I was like, whoa. I was like, who is this chick? I listened to her version of Killing Me Softly probably more than any other Lauryn Hill song. That's my favorite song by her. She should be much higher than 136. Uh, IU, or I don't know how you pronounce that. I don't have no idea who that is. Axl Rose from Guns N' Roses. I like his voice. I think he has a good singing voice. He definitely deserves to be on the list. I stopped really listening to Guns N' Roses once I found out Alex Rose was a fucking racist. That's right out of that's not speculation. That's right from the words of the guitar player Slash. Okay, that's not something I just picked out of my ass. Slash, if you do your research, you go on the YouTube machine or you go on the Google machine and you type in Slash said that this dude was a fucking racist. Okay, he said it out of his own mouth. Okay, but he has a good singing voice, even though he's a fucking racist scumbag. Like he has a good singing voice. He should be on this list. Oh, Neil Young. I like Neil Young. I'm a big fan of Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Crosby, Stills, and Neil Young and Nash. It's a whole weird thing with Crosby, Stills. You got Crosby, Stills, then you got Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Then you got Crosby, Stills, and Nash and Young. It's a whole weird fucking thing. One day I'll watch a documentary on it and really find out what the hell went on with that group. I guess it was guys that joined and then they left and then I don't know. But like he's good. I'm a fan of his. Loretta Lynn, I know she's a country singer. I'm sure I've heard songs from her. Um, none come off the top of my head right now. I can't think of any. Jeff Buckley. What band is he in? Oh, I guess he's not in a band. I don't know this guy. Courtney Love should not be on this list. Courtney Love does not have a good singing voice. She can't sing, dude. I'm sorry. And I understand why she's on this list because this is Rolling Stones. Rolling Stones fucking loves Kurt Cobain. They love Courtney Love. I understand, but Courtney Love should not be on this fucking list. She is not a good singer. Period. End of story. Um, no. Rob Halford. Who is he? Let's see. Not familiar. What band? Where? I don't know who this is. Tammy Wyatt. Wynette. Um. Oh, I heard that song. Stand by your man. Stand by your man. Na, 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 na. She has a good voice. She has a good voice. I know that song. Donny Hathaway. He has a really good voice. He should be on this list. Absolutely. Um, this Christmas. I'm sure you've heard that song a million times. Um, He's the guy that did it. He's a good singer. He deserves to be on this list. Joe Strummer. Who is this guy? With the Clash. I'm not really familiar with the Clash. I'm not. So I can't judge him. Robert Johnson. Um, Robert Johnson, if you don't know, most people probably have no idea who the fuck this guy is. But there's an interesting story about him. They made a movie about it. It's called Crossroads with the Karate Kid, Ralph Macchiano. Okay, so the movie talks about, okay, the movie is based not really on his life, but kind of on an event of his life. Okay, the story goes Robert Johnson was a blues player in like the 1920s, 1930s. The guy was a horrible fucking guitar player. He was absolutely horrible. He was horrible. He was god awful. And the legend goes that he went to the crossroads. I think it's somewhere in Mississippi. It's like a crossroad. And he made a deal with the devil to give him talent to be able to play. All of a sudden, the guy was the greatest fucking guitar player. There wouldn't be rock and roll without him. A lot of the rock and roll riffs come from this guy. Um, um, he's an absolute legend, and he died very young. I don't know if he was 27 or 26, but he was poisoned. But he was like ahead of his time for the shit that he's playing. He's like a Delta blues musician. Karen Carpenter, she has a good voice. I've heard her sing. She's pretty good. She's pretty good. She has a good voice. I'm not really a fan of her, but when we were in music appreciation class, we had to listen to the Carpenters. So like I'm familiar with her. She has a good voice. Donna Summer, she should be higher on this list. She's a very good singer. Very good summer. Very good singer. Jackie Wilson, I should be much higher on this list. I said it in my other video. He should be higher on this list. I'm not gonna really go over him too much. I already did. Charlie Rich. Well, who is he? Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. What band? Okay, no band. Okay, I don't know this guy. I don't know this guy's music. Barrington Levy, I like him, man. He has a really good voice. I'm glad he made the list. He should. He's a reggae singer from Jamaica, obviously. Um, he's really good. I like his how he uses his little. He does like these little things, man. Like you have to listen to him. He's good. He should be on the list. John Fogerty. Oh yeah, Creedence and Clearwater. Yeah, he's definitely should be on the list. Um, I've never listened to Creedence any Creedence albums, but I've heard several songs by them that I really like. I don't know why I haven't listened to an album, but yeah, they're good. He's good. He should be on this list. Patti Smith. Who? What are you from? What did you do? Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da. Okay, I'm not familiar with her. Chet Baker. Okay, I watched a documentary on him. He's not a singer. He's a fucking trumpet player. Yeah, I watched a documentary on him. He's not really a singer though. He's more of a jazz musician. Yeah, I know a lot of jazz musicians sing, but like he shouldn't be on this list. If it was jazz musicians, yeah, Erica Badu, yes, she should be on this list, and she should be higher than 115. Really good, soulful, really good album. Her first album was fucking amazing. Her live album was amazing. She's a very talented singer. She should be higher than 115. Okay, Chrissy, what is that? Hindi? Hind? The Pretenders. I'm not familiar with her. Look. La India. I don't know who this is. Ozzy definitely needs to be higher. I love Black Sabbath. It's one of my favorite bands I listen to. He should be much higher than 112. Much higher. Fiona Apple. I've heard that name a million times. Let's see. Da-da-da-da, jazz vocalist. Influence Ella Fitzgerald. Da-da-da-da. I'm sure I've heard her. I'm not really familiar. I think The Weeknd has a good voice. He may crack this 200. I think he's a little high, but yeah, I think he has a good voice. Robert Daltrey. He is from. Let me see. Is it the Who? Okay, yeah, the Who. I'm not really a fan of the Who. They got a couple songs that I like, but I don't really think he's that good of a singer. I wouldn't put him in the top 200. I wouldn't. Who is this guy? I don't know this guy. Lou Reed, who are you? Lou Reed, Lou Reed, Lou Reed. Da 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 da. Okay, yeah, I don't know who that is. Bill Withers. Hell yeah, Bill Withers deserves to be on this list. And not only he should be higher than 106, much higher. He's a really good singer. Eddie Vedder. That name sounds familiar. Oh, Pearl Jam. He's got like a weird fucking sound. Like I like his voice, but like you never know what the fuck he's saying. Like that's my only gripe with Eddie Vedder. I think he has a good voice, but like you never know what the fuck he says. Like he sings in his own language and shit. Like nobody knows what the fuck he's talking about. But like he has a good voice. He deserves to be on this list. Aaron Neville, yeah, he deserves it. He again, he has a weird kind of cadence, a weird kind of like cadence when he sings, but he has a good voice. He does. Leonard Cohen, I've heard this name a million freaking times. Like you don't even understand. This guy must really be good. I don't know if I'm really familiar with him, but I've heard this name a gazillion times. I'm not really familiar with him though. Taylor Swift, she has a good voice. I've never listened to a Taylor Swift album, but she has a good voice. Oh hell yeah, Gladys Knight, absolutely. She should be higher than this. She should be much higher than 101. Gladys Knight is should be higher than 101. Let's see who else we got. Elton John, I like Elton John. He has a good voice. He definitely deserves to be on here. He does. Mm, let's see, Clyde. Hey, hold on. I'm gonna be right back. 1 second. Hold on. I'm gonna turn this heater off. It's hot. Okay, I'm back now. All right, so let's continue. Clyde McFadder. I don't know who that is. Um. Oh shit! Here's another name right here. This guy is an amazing fucking singer. I want to see where he is on this list. You know what? The way this list is, I don't even probably think he made it. He probably didn't even make this list. Um, I don't know who that is. Yeah, Bob Marley. Okay, the thing about Bob Marley, and a lot of people are gonna give me shit about this. I'm not really into reggae. Like I like Barrington Levy, but I'm not, as a general rule, I'm not really into reggae. So, but like I like his songs. There's a few songs he got that I like. He's got a good voice. Usher, I think he's too high. I think he should maybe be on this list, but I think he's way too high. He shouldn't be 97. Chuck Berry, great singing voice, great guitar player, did the duck walk. He should be higher than 96. He should be much higher. I've heard this name, Vicente Fernandez. Again, I don't listen to mariachi, so I have no idea. Let's see, who was this? Toots Hibbert. Was he in a band? I'm not familiar with him. Oh, Stevie Nicks. I love Stevie Nicks. My God. I listen to Fleetwood Mac all the fucking time. She's an amazing singer. She should be much higher than 93. Much higher. Anita Baker, I did her in the same video. She should be much higher than 92. You couldn't go anywhere in the 80s without hearing an Anita Baker song. And in the 90s also. Who was this Joker? Da, 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 da. I don't know you. Gal Costa? Who was that? Costa? I don't know who that is. Selena, man, I'm not a fan. Like, obviously, I'm not into that music, but like, she's a little high to me, man. Like, she should be like in the 180 to 190 range. I'm not really, you know. I'm sure if you're into that music, Jimmy Rogers. Why does that name sound familiar? If this is the guy I think he is, he has a really good voice. He makes Christmas. He makes like a lot of Christmas songs that are really good. I believe this is the guy. I could be mistaken, but Jimmy Rogers. There's a song that name sounds familiar. Um, I don't know. I may be getting Diana Ross. Man, she definitely deserves to be much higher on the list. This woman is amazing. The Supremes are amazing. This is this is not right. This is not fucking right. Shame on you, Rolling Stone. Michael Jackson. I already talked about this. Not gonna go into that too much. Michael Jackson should be way higher than 86, dude. You're talking about Michael fucking Jackson. He's probably the biggest fucking musician, singer, whatever you want to call him, that ever lived. He's bigger than Elvis. He's bigger than the Beatles. He's bigger than Prince. He's bigger than Frank Sinatra. He's bigger than Elvis. He's the biggest singer ever, and you have him at 86. Okay. Johnny Cash, like I said, I'm not in the country, but Johnny Cash has some songs I like. He definitely should be on this list. Um, I have no idea who that is. Amy Winehouse, she's fucking amazing. She should be higher than 83. Period. Period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Steve Perry, I don't understand it. Like I said again in the other video, this guy's nickname is The Voice. That's his nickname. Like, well, your nickname is The Voice. How the fuck are you 82? This guy has one of the most amazing, very amazing voices. You can make the argument that he's a top 10 singer. He's a great fucking singer. And you got this dude at 82. I don't even know who this guy is. I like Chris Cornell. Okay, I'm a fan of Chris Cornell. Chris Cornell is from a band called Soundgardens. They're from Seattle. They're a grunge band. They're in that whole era with Nirvana and Nirvana, Alice in Chains, and Pearl Jam. He's got a good voice, but he's not a better singer than Steve Perry. No fucking way. There's no fucking way. Like, you may be a Soundgarden fanatic And I like Soundgarden. I wouldn't say I'm a fanatic. I would say like Alice in Chains. I'm more Alice in Chains, Nirvana, but I like Soundgarden. He's not a better singer than Steve Perry. There's no fucking way. Like by any kind of rationale, any kind of he's not a better singer. No. I don't know who this is. Janis Joplin. I went over her in the other video. She should be higher than 78. Much higher. Bruce Springsteen to me wouldn't even fucking make the list, dude. That dude can't fucking sing. I don't get what the big deal about this dude is. I'm sorry. I know he's from New Jersey, and I know if you're from New Jersey, you fucking worship the ground he walks on. But I don't really know any Bruce Springsteen songs that I like. I don't really think he's a good singer at all. Um, if he is gonna make this list, he should have been the number 200. You're telling me, listen, let's do some rational thinking, okay? Even if you are a Bruce Springsteen fan, you're telling me that Bruce Springsteen has a better voice than The Voice. You're telling me Bruce Springsteen is a better singer than Steve Perry? Are you fucking crazy? It's not even close. Like I said, every time I look at this list, it makes me sick. Wilson Pickett, a great singer, probably should have been much higher, in my opinion, than 76. D'Angelo, yeah, hell yeah, he deserves to be on this list. He's a good singer. He's right around where he needs to be. Possibly higher. He's a good singer. I like him. Oh, Patti LaBelle, man, she needs to be much higher. Like I said in my other video, her voice is amazing. She's a top 20, top 15 singer. Her voice is amazing. Hector, I don't know this guy. Muddy Waters needs to be much higher. Definitely much higher. Roy Orbison. I've heard him. He's a good singer. He deserves to be on this list. I don't know if he should be 71. I don't think he should be that high. Ronnie Spector. That name sounds familiar. What band is he from? That name sounds familiar. What band is he from? Around that sort of. I don't know. I'm not really. I don't know. The Ronettes? I thought the Ronettes was a black group. I don't know. I can't really think of anything. Who was this guy? Oh yeah, Rihanna deserves to be on this list. I think she might be a little too high though, in my opinion. She has an amazing voice. I like her voice. I don't know this guy. David Ruffin of the Temptations should be much higher. This is so disrespectful. I have him in my top five. He's in my top five greatest singers of all time. He needs to be much higher than 66. Minnie Riperton, she should be much higher than 65. She's a really good singer. This chick shouldn't even make the fucking list. I dated a chick. Let me tell you about this chick right here, Bjork. This woman right here is the most annoying motherfucker you have ever heard in your entire life. She is so fucking annoying. She sounds like something you would fucking hear in a horror movie. She's a goddamn fucking annoyance. I dated a chick that liked Bjork. And I'll never forget, one day we were at home and it was raining and we were just chilling at the house all day. And she put on some Bjork and I'm like, you know what, man, this chick is annoying. Um, this was before then. She put on some Bjork and I was like, this chick is annoying, but I'm like, I'm in a relationship, so like when you're in a relationship, you got to do shit you don't like. You're going to have to be riding with your girl and you're going to have to listen to some shit you just don't like. That's just the reality of the situation. So one night I was like, I went on Spotify and I just typed in Bjork and I hit play and then it plays like different songs from different albums. and it was like it was horrible. I think I found like maybe one song that I could tolerate, but like her voice is so fucking annoying. It's trash. Like I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what kind of music that is. That's like fucking movie music. Like if you see a horror movie, you would expect to hear some shit like this. She's horrible. And the fact that they got her 64 is a disgrace. This woman cannot fucking sing. And I remember seeing her get awards and people talking about her, and I'm like, dude, this chick can't fucking sing. She's horrible. I don't even know what that is. It's not rock. It's not jazz. It's not pop. It's not rap. I don't even know what the fuck it is. But it's horrible. She should not be 64. This woman is a disgrace. Robert Plant from Led Zeppelin. I'm a big fan of Led Zeppelin. He's an amazing singer. He should be on this list. Mm. George Michael. George Michael was an amazing singer. He definitely deserves to be on this list. No doubt. Let's see who else we got. I don't know who this is. She looks like an opera singer. Let me see. Uh, she opera. I don't really know who she is. Kate Bush. Let's see. Don't know who that is. Howlin' Wolf. I like Howlin' Wolf, man. He's good. He's a blues musician. He's really good. He might even should be higher than 59. Lady Gaga. Like now that we getting into the 50s, like this is where I start to well no, I have a lot of problems. I would say the top 50 gets a little better. It starts to get a little better, but there's some people in the top 50 when we get to it should not be there. I feel Lady Gaga has a good voice, but I don't feel she's 58. I don't think she should be that high. Brian Wilson, that name sounds familiar. What band is he from? I don't know what band he's from. That name sounds familiar. I don't know. Barry White should be on this list. Not crazy about Barry White. He's got some songs that I like, but I understand why he's on. He has a very unique voice. There's no one that sounds anything like him. I get why he's on the list. I wouldn't put him 56. I'd put him much lower. I'd put him like maybe in the 80s or 90s somewhere. Tina Turner, she has a good voice, but I think 55 is too high. I think Christina Aguilera is a better singer. I think Anita Baker. These are some of the singers that I've seen that come off the top of my head that I remember. That I feel Anita Baker's better. I feel Steve Perry is better. I think she's too high. She should be in here, but this is too high. Willie Nelson, again, like I've heard a bunch of his songs. I feel 54 is too high. Um, that's just my opinion. Let's see. I don't know who this is. Mick Jagger. Okay, the Rolling Stones are probably the most popular fucking band, rock band going that they just been on tour forever. And but I like the Rolling Stones. But Mick Jagger, like again, they got Steve Perry, I think at 82. They got Mick Jagger at 52. There's no fucking way Mick Jagger is a better singer than Steve Perry, man. I'm sorry. Sade, she should be higher. I think Sade should be higher. And I'm moving through this list pretty good. Because most of these people I don't know. Joni Mitchell, that sounds familiar. Da 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 da. I don't know. I'm sure I've heard Joni Mitchell. I'm not familiar. Rod Stewart, he deserves to be on this list. He's a really good singer. He's a really good singer. I like him. Toni Braxton, she has a good voice. She should be on this list. 48 is way too high, though, for her. Way too high. Linda Ronstadt, that name sounds familiar. I've heard that name a million times. Um, Not really familiar. Mavis Staples, I've heard this. Was it Staples Singers? She has a good voice. 46 is too high. She should be lower. She shouldn't be this high on the list. This is probably one of the things that upset me the most. This woman's voice is perfect. She to me she's the second greatest singer of all times. In my top 5, she's number 2. To have her 45 is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. James Brown, he definitely deserves to be in the top 200. He's too high in my opinion. There's no fucking way he's a better singer than Ella Fitzgerald. There's no fucking way. It's not even close. Ariana Grande, they got Ariana Grande above Ella Fitzgerald. She has a good voice, but that's ridiculous. Okay, I can see Teddy Pendergrass. I think Teddy Pendergrass should be higher than 42. He should probably be in the 20s. He should be in the 20s or the 15, top 15. His voice is amazing. Etta James at 41 should be much higher. She should probably be in the top 10. Um, I can't believe she's 41. Let's see who they have over Etta. You got Aaliyah over Etta James? Are you fucking crazy? Who the fuck made this list? Yo, seriously, you got Aaliyah. Look, you got Aaliyah over Etta James, Teddy Pendergrass, James Brown, and Ella Fitzgerald. Are you fucking crazy? Let's just forget James Brown because he's not really like a singer. He's not. He's Aaliyah is a good singer. She's a singer, but to have Aaliyah over Etta, Teddy, and Ella Fitzgerald, that's a disgrace. I like Aaliyah. She should probably be on this list, but to me 40 is way too fucking high. Like she might be in the 90s or hundreds. That's too high. Louis Armstrong. I understand why he's on this list. I think 39 is too high, but that's my opinion. Oh, Curtis Mayfield needs to be higher than 38. He's probably top 20. He's a top 20 singer. Definitely. Van Morrison. That's too high. I've heard songs by him. That's too high. Kurt Cobain, 36. See, here's the thing, right? Like I'm confused. If it's based strictly on vocals, I think as much as I like Nirvana, I feel he's too high on this list. If I don't know what the criteria for. You know what I mean? Like a singer to me is a person that could get on stage and sing a whole fucking song with no music, just them, and you won't even mind. You'll love it. He can't do that. He needs music. You know what I mean? I'm talking live. I'm not talking about in the studio where they can do all the. I'm talking about live in a mic, and that's it. 36 seems too high for me. Dusty Springfield has an amazing voice. I thought this woman was black up until last year. I found out she was a white woman. This woman has amazing voice. And there's probably songs that you've heard. You thought they were a black woman, but it was her. She has an amazing voice. She definitely deserves to be on this list. And I like that number. She's a really good singer. Tom York. Who was he? I don't know who that is. Bessie Smith. I've heard this name a lot. Um, I think Billie Holiday used to listen to her. I'm not really familiar with her music, so I can't I can't say anything. I like David Bowie. He has a good singing voice. I think he's too high on this list. Luther Vandross, hell yeah, man. That dude's voice is amazing. He's probably top 10, top 15. He should be probably higher. Hank Williams, again, I don't fucking like country. So to me, like, I wouldn't put him this high. No fucking way. Not when you have Ella's sitting at what, 42? Or what is Ella? 45. 40, 45. And then you got Etta James at 41, and you got fucking Hank Williams at 30. You're telling me fucking Hank Williams is better than Etta James? Are you fucking crazy? Shaka Khan, a really good singer. I think that number is appropriate. She's a really good singer, really good voice. Mahalia Jackson, like she's got an amazing voice. So I'm not really into gospel, but like I've heard her songs. She's a really, really good singer. Dolly Parton, I don't think she should be 27. She has a good voice, but she shouldn't be 27. She's way too high in my opinion. Paul McCartney, man, he should not be 26. His voice is not that good. I feel this is way too high. Oh, hell yeah. Mary J. I'm glad she cracked the top 25. She has an amazing voice. Amazing. Mm, George Jones. Mm, I don't know this guy. Smokey Robinson. Hell yeah. He should probably be top 10. I would probably put him maybe higher than 23. Definitely. Oh hell yeah, Adele. She's fucking amazing. She's yes. Yes. She's definitely yes. This number is right. Or it could possibly be higher. She's an amazing singer. Nina Simone, she's an amazing singer. She's right around where she needs to be. Could possibly be higher. She's an amazing singer, a really good singer. Oh hell yeah, Marvin Gaye is definitely in there. Um, yeah, maybe a little higher. Maybe a little higher. Top 15. Oh, hell yeah, Frank Sinatra, definitely. Love Frank Sinatra. Um, the thing I'm a little nervous about is I haven't seen Sammy Davis Jr. or Dean Martin. So my guess is if Frank is 19, those guys didn't even make the list because I doubt they would put Frank or Sammy over Frank. I mean, I doubt they would put Dean or Sammy over Frank. But the fact that Frank is 19 and I haven't seen Dean Martin or Sammy Davis Jr., I don't believe those two are going to be over Frank Sinatra, so they probably didn't even make the list. Let's see. Who is this? I don't know who that is. Elvis is way too fucking high, man. Elvis would be like fucking in the 90s, maybe even 150s. I know. Way too fucking high. And you got fucking Michael Jackson at 80, what, 86? Is it 82 or 86? Michael Jackson is at like 82 or 86. And you got fucking Elvis at 17? You got Elvis over Etta James? Over Ella Fitzgerald? This list is fucking horrible. Again, this right here, this guy, I have one. This is the guy that I probably have the biggest gripe with in music. This dude is the most overrated motherfucker. Listen, is he a talented musician? Absolutely. The guy could play 1,000 fucking instruments. He is fucking fantastic. Okay? He could play every instrument. He can't fucking sing. I'm sorry. He can't. He cannot fucking sing. He, they got Prince. Just think about this in your mind. Just, just, just think about this. If you're a Prince fan, they have Michael Jackson at 86, and they have Prince at 16. They're saying that's how much better Prince is than Michael Jackson. What is that? 70? He's 70 spots higher than Michael Jackson. Prince can't fucking sing. And you know what? At me. I don't care. He can't sing. All that. He can't fucking sing. He can't hold a tune. He can't fucking sing. He cannot sing. Is he a talented musician? Yes. He's one of the greatest musicians ever. Okay? He could play 500 instruments. Congratulations. When it comes to being a musician, if you want to make that argument, is he top 16? Absolutely. He might even be higher. But if we're talking about singers, he can't fucking sing better than Michael Jackson. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. I don't care. He can't fucking hold Michael Jackson's jockstrap. This list is ridiculous. Bob Dylan. Listen, Bob Dylan is one of the greatest songwriters in music history. Literally, this guy wouldn't even make my top 200. He is one of the worst fucking singers you ever heard in your life. If you want to listen to Bob Dylan, listen. This is all you got to know. This is every song. Hey, it's fucking horrible. He's horrible. He's the worst singer ever. He's god awful. He is a horrible singer. He should not even be on this list. If you're doing a list of the top of the best songwriters, listen, he's right up there at the top. But when it comes to singing, he's fucking horrible. He's horrible. He's absolutely horrible. One of the worst fucking singers I've ever heard in my life. He is god awful. And the thing is, I love Jimi Hendrix, and Jimi Hendrix loved Bob Dylan, and I just don't understand it. When people say they love Bob Dylan, I just don't understand it. What do you love about him? He can't fucking sing. He's horrible. He should not be 15. This is a disgrace. You got this man over Michael Jackson. You got this man over Michael Jackson, Etta James, and Ella Fitzgerald. That's a travesty. Freddie Mercury at 14. Listen, Freddie Mercury is on my top 5. He's my number 1. Freddie Mercury, in my opinion, is the greatest singer that ever fucking lived. His vocal range, how he can go so high, he can go so low. Anything you need him to sing, he can fucking sing any note. He could hit any note. This guy is amazing. He's my favorite singer of all time. He's in my opinion, he's the best singer that ever lived. I can't believe he didn't even crack the top 10. That's insane. Let's see who they have over him. Patsy Cline, she has a good voice. She does. I wouldn't put her over Freddie Mercury. No fucking way. You got John Lennon over Freddie Mercury? Are you fucking crazy? John Lennon? He's not a better singer than Freddie Mercury. He's not even in the same fucking atmosphere. This is way too high. You in the 190s, buddy. And I like the Beatles. Little Richard. Okay. All right. I'm glad they got some love. By the way, still haven't seen Sammy Davis Jr. or Dean Martin, by the way. Al Green. Okay, he's an amazing singer. Otis Redding, okay, really good, great. I think this is too high. I think that's too high. Is Beyonce a great singer? She is. She absolutely is. But to be eight, I wouldn't put her eight. Top 25, top 20. I'd put her around there. But I can't put her eight. Stevie Wonder, okay. All right. Let's see. Ray Charles, okay. All right. See the top 10, like a lot of these guys, you can make the argument that everybody in this top 10 deserves to be in it. So so far in the top 10, other than Beyonce, I don't all these people, man, they're fantastic. Otis Redding, she's fantastic too, but she's not eight. Stevie Wonder, okay. Ray Charles, okay. Mariah Carey, amazing voice. I think five is too high. Amazing voice. Five is too high. Billie Holiday. Okay, listen, I love Billie Holiday. I love her. She's my favorite. Would I put her in the top 10? Possibly. Um, but the problem I have with this if is you got Ella Fitzgerald at 45. Like anybody that listens to Billie Holiday and Ella Fitzgerald can clearly tell you that Ella Fitzgerald is the better singer. Like it's not even close. I mean, you know, Ella can hit notes, high notes, low notes. She's a what you call like a fucking. She probably studied singing. Okay, there's some people that just have enough. There's some people that don't really study it. Like you could tell, like Ella took lessons, like the way she sings in jazz. Like, but my problem is you got her at 45 and you got Billie Holiday at 4. That's my only beef. You know what I mean? That makes no sense to me. How could you have Billie Holiday at 4 and you got Ella at 45 and Ella is a better singer than Billie Holiday? Clearly. Okay, 3 I'm not even mad at. This man has one of the greatest voices ever. I'm not even mad at that. Whitney Houston. I'm not mad at that. She has an amazing voice. Um, when they talk about the greatest singers of all times, her name is always in the conversation. Aretha Franklin, like I said, she's not my number one, but she has an amazing voice and she's up there. So I would say the top 10 is pretty good. Other than I think Mariah's too high and I think Beyonce is too high, but like the rest of this list was a total disaster. Um, I didn't see Dean Martin. I didn't. Here's the people that I'm thinking of that I didn't see. I didn't see Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Amy Lee. How do you not have fucking Amy Lee on here? This is Rolling Stone magazine, dude. Amy Lee is one of the most amazing fucking singers ever. And no Levi Stubbs from the Four Tops? How? How do you not have Levi Stubbs on here? Anyway, like I think I've done enough on this this list thing, man. So this will probably be my last video on this shit. But I had to make a video because it just bothered me so fucking much. This list disgusted me. It was horrible. This list is god awful. A lot of these people, I don't even know who the fuck they are. And the fact that you have Bob Dylan so fucking high, that dude can't fucking sing. Prince can't fucking sing. I get it. He makes weird sounds. He plays a bunch of instruments. He's a good looking guy. I get it. But he can't fucking sing. And to have him that high is ridiculous. I hate this list. I really fucking hate this list. But anyway, that's it. I'm done with this shit. Um yeah, man. Fuck this list. I'm out.